Hey guys, so welcome back. In the last video, I showed you what we should eat after 50 to lose fat, protect muscle, and control blood sugar. Today, I'm going to show you what that actually looks like in real life. It's not a diet, not a meal plan, not rules you're going to have to worry about messing up. It's just a day of eating in the real world. So you can finally see how this fits into your life. We batch cook healthy meals every Sunday. One of the two meals we'll do tonight is a flank steak and chicken with some salt and garlic powder and pepper. And then we'll do some green peppers and onions with them. And we'll cook them, divide them up into 4-ounce portions in 6 glass containers. Then we'll do our second meal in the air fryer and we'll be all set for the week. And that way I set myself up to succeed because it makes things so much easier. It's the same with refrigerated items. I make 3 scoops of cottage cheese and then I add berries to one, raspberries to another, etc. Then at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, when the last thing I want to do is worry about what I'm putting in my backpack, I have clear designed choices and I don't have to rely on willpower. I rely on preparation. Most of us spend our whole lives eating in a hurry, rushing from one thing to the next, eating in your car, eating at your desk, scrolling on our phones in between bites. Food has just been something we shoved in so we could get back to work. But now, for the first time in our lives, a lot of us actually have the chance to slow down, sit at the table, taste the food, and enjoy it. And that turns out to matter more than you realize, because when you slow down and you actually enjoy what you're eating, it gives your brain a chance to signal your body when it's full. I want you to notice something as we go along through this. This is not about eating less. It's about eating in a way that works with your body after 50 instead of fighting with it. Let's start with the morning. So when you wake up, cortisol is going to be naturally high. That's normal. Cortisol is your body's built-in alarm clock. As the morning approaches, your brain tells your adrenal glands, hey, it's time to wake up. We need some energy. So your body releases cortisol to raise your blood sugar, which increases the alertness and pulls you up out of sleep. So the trick here is not to add more sugar to what your body just released. Priority 1 is protein, not pancakes, not pastries, not cereal. A great example would be eggs with turkey sausage or cottage cheese with berries. And I know you're thinking, oh, he's talking about eggs again. I know it might seem boring, and I'm thinking of the scene from Forrest Gump where they're naming all the different ways you can make shrimp when they're on the shrimp boat. Look, there's scrambled, there's fried eggs, there's poached eggs, there's eggs Benedict, there's omelets, there's deviled eggs, there's egg salad. Just find a way that works for you and stick with that. Otherwise, your body is releasing the right amount of sugar just when you are waking up, and then you're piling more sugar on it. So don't start the day with a spike and then a crash. Mid-morning, maybe 3 hours after your breakfast, even if you're not feeling very hungry, that's okay. This is where protein shakes work great. Also, nuts are a really great source of stabilizing blood sugar and supporting your hormones and reducing your inflammation. So they are very powerful, and I'm going to do a video specifically on their benefits. But the one thing to be aware of in all of this is that they are very easy to overeat. Just a handful, all you need. I know I've mentioned cottage cheese and Greek yogurt several times. They just happen to be my go-to food. I have a video on my channel that shows you a quick way to compare the calorie to protein ratio for every food. I'd suggest using this technique to discover which foods stay within the range that works for you. Also, it's important to become a more educated shopper. My local grocery store is extremely transparent with nutrition information. All you have to do is to look up to see what choices would be best for you. Then there's lunch. At lunch, we're doing the same thing. We're doing protein, fiber, and healthy fat. An example could be chicken or tuna salad, or a Greek salad with grilled chicken or olive oil. These are going to keep your insulin levels high and your energy stable. Afternoon. This is where a lot of people crash and they snack. Maybe they grab a cookie or some potato chips or a sugary drink. And sometimes that's just out of boredom. It's not even really hunger. So the trick is, don't have these items in your house in the first place. Instead, grab a small yogurt. There are some great tasting ones, or some cottage cheese and berries, I know, or even a protein bar. Some of them are so good they taste like you're cheating. The trick is you want to keep your blood sugar flat and your muscles fed. Then comes dinner. Dinner isn't where you go off the rails. It's just another balanced plate. An example could be salmon or lean meat, vegetables, beans or lentils, olive oil again, which lowers inflammation and supports recovery. Okay, then there's the evening. If you're hungry at night, get a little protein in before bed. Yogurt, cottage cheese, or a shake, they're going to help muscle recovery and they're going to keep your cravings down. Ideally, you're going to want to finish your last meal 2 to 3 hours before bed. And the reason why that matters is that sleep and digestion compete for attention in your body. Your body can either digest food or it can repair and it can recover from the day. It can't do both at the same time. When you eat late, blood sugar rises, and that tells your brain we're not done for the day yet, and that's going to delay your deep sleep. After 50, most of our fat burning happens at night during deep sleep. So if you eat too late, you force your body to work the late shift, and that's going to lead to belly fat, poor sleep, and more hunger the next day. So what do you do about nighttime hunger? This is where nuance matters. Going to bed stuffed equals bad. Going to bed starving equals bad. Waking up in the middle of the night to raid the refrigerator, really bad. So the sweet spot is something light, something protein focused and low in sugar a few hours before bed. So to wrap up, protein all day keeps blood sugar stable, stress lower, and your muscles protected. This is how you eat after 50. It's not perfectly, not rigidly, but in a way that makes sense. And if all this sounds familiar, it should. This is basically what the Mediterranean diet is built around: protein, vegetables, olive oil, and whole foods. It's one of the most studied eating patterns on the planet. It's linked to better heart health, lower diabetes risk, longer life. So we're not reinventing anything here. We're just applying it to what happens to your body after 50. This is part of my Over 50 Strength series. The full playlist is linked right here. And this is not the end of the journey. This series was about food and muscle and metabolism after 50. In the next series, we're going to go a little bit deeper. It's called Beat Your Biology Supplement Edition. And I'm going to break down the few supplements that actually matter after 50. The ones that support your muscle, your brain, your hormones, recovery, longevity. It's not going to be hype, not going to be bro science, not whatever is trending on social media, just science-backed tools that actually move the needle. These are the things that I use myself and with my clients, and they are absolute game changers when you know how to use them correctly. So if you want to keep building on what we just did here, hit the subscribe and stay with me, because this next series is where everything starts to level up. And I'll see you in the next one.